Hi, and welcome to another episode of TechTalk with Sierra Miles, where we cover all things technology and keep you up to date on the tech information that will best serve you. Sierra Miles is the premier IT service provider and technology partner here in Northern Nevada, specializing in healthcare, law, and small businesses. I'm here with Sierra Miles partner and founder Brandon App, and today we are talking about real stories from small businesses.
Hi, it's so nice to talk about some of the work that we've done with some of our other current clients. And I think this will be a great conversation to kind of give folks a feel of what we do and who we service.
Absolutely. So we've recently done a case study on one of our healthcare clients, and for privacy reasons, we are going to refer to them as the healthcare client, and we'd like to discuss further. So, with that said, let's just jump right in. So, Brandon, tell us a bit about the situation with this healthcare client and why they were seeking out IT services in the first place.
So we had a long-standing relationship that we had worked with some contacts at a prior medical practice, and that's how a lot of our clients we make connections. And these doctors and medical staff decided that they wanted to go ahead and start their own practice. So with the support of Sierra Miles, what we were able to do is we were able to coordinate with the contractors that were developing the new space, work with them to implement the data cabling, make sure that they had all of the connections in the spaces that they needed to in this new endeavor that these doctors had started on, and also just kind of be a consultant from a technology standpoint from the beginning to opening their doors. It was really interesting to kind of be a part of that process. It's something we've done a few times now. And what's really interesting about the process and going through that is seeing and having the ability to make good decisions for our client to help them grow their practice in the future. So in this particular instance, we were able to work with the contractors to establish and make sure that the connections were where they needed to be. And then once the space was finalized and finished, we were able to come in swiftly and install the network, install computers, and get their new medical practice up and running in short order.
And like you said, this is a new endeavor. They're opening a new practice, so I'm sure this comes with lots of challenges that they may have foreseen or they may have not. Um, and like you said, there's lots that goes into the technology component of this. So, what do you think their biggest challenge was?
I think the biggest challenge was the unknown. When you start into these endeavors, there can be a lot of costs that are really just not known. And I think a benefit from working with a company like us here at Sierra Miles is we've done this a few times. So we kind of have a general idea of the cost to get a new organization or a new office up and running. And I think that was a huge benefit that our clients saw, was that they were able to really wrap their head around the costs, the timeline, and the budget that they needed to get this up and running.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm sure they were aware of, the healthcare side of things, what to do in that
Right.
that front. But with the technology, it was a little bit of a gray area for them. So I'm glad that we went in and we helped them. You mentioned that we do this a lot. So do you want to touch a little bit more on that? Is this something that you would recommend if someone's starting a new practice or a new business of any sort, is to get an IT provider from the start?
Absolutely. And I think it's a really great point because making sure that you have data connections and the appropriate technology out of the gate does go hand in hand with a remodel or a new office setup. There's been too many instances where we've come across folks that have kind of gone at it alone and they end up having to repurchase things, or they've purchased things that are just maybe not necessary for their organization. So what's really a benefit to working with Sierra Miles, even early on this on the stage, we do work with the contractors. We have experience working with project managers to ensure that there isn't additional costs that may come into play because maybe a data point is needed or some additional technology that may have been discussed prior could be implemented beforehand and cost mitigated. So we really like to be involved in these types of projects right out of the gate. And even if there isn't much involvement on our part, because it helps protect the client's interests from a technology standpoint, to ensure that if there is a situation that we need to implement technology, say before a wall goes up or say before, a space is completed, it can save the client a lot of time in the long run.
Right. And on that note, yeah, the efficiency that we bring and um, with coming in early is really, really important because a lot of people could go in and have to trial and error. situation, but having someone like Sierra Miles there from the get go who kind of has this experience here really save some time. So it's really great. On that note, I wanted to talk more about what else we did to help them. So is there anything that we helped them with that they maybe didn't think we could help them? Um, Something that people might not assume an IT provider could give insight on.
I think a lot of time when we talk about new endeavors or new organizations with clients, yes, we are primarily IT consultants, but I think there's also a business component that we inject as well to ensure that there isn't cost overages and things like that. So I think a lot of the unexpected benefit of working with a technology provider up front is a view of your business and the technology that should be utilized from a technologist standpoint. And that can be different from, say, a healthcare standpoint or, say, a entrepreneur standpoint. So I think having someone like Sierra Miles in the process can help give you a point of view that you may not have considered, and also technology or technology that can assist you in doing things that maybe you didn't think could be done. We see that a lot with AI these days, or technology that maybe you just didn't know existed that can solve a problem or eliminate an additional ancillary service that you might have thought you needed to pay for. Working with us out of the gate not only gives you the technological advantage of ensuring that you have the most innovative technologies in place out of the start and out of the gate, but also that there's a plan for growth for your organization from a business planning and continuity standpoint.
Right. And it's a very, very good point, especially in healthcare, because there's HIPAA to be considered, and things of that nature that really need to be buttoned up from the beginning, from the job. So that's really good. Okay, let's talk about the fun part. What was the feedback from the client? Is there any unexpected benefits or lessons that they learned that they have shared with you?
I think working with the client, a lot of the feedback was is that they really felt like it was a hands-off process for them. With a new practice, there's so many components that are into play, particularly if construction is involved, that there's a lot of focus in other areas that need the attention and need the feedback from a stakeholder or whoever's involved in the process. And something that was surprising is that we have our conversations and we meet with our stakeholders and make sure that our goals are set. It's a pretty hands-off situation for the clients that like it that way, and that we can make good decisions and pass them along to the business owner or to the stakeholder, and have the confidence that it's going to address their needs and their concerns with the latest technology.
And I love that you mentioned that it's hands off for the clients that like it that way because it doesn't have to be, it can be a lot more involved than if they want to be, or if they want to have, kind of no part and, they want us to take care of all of it, like we can do that as well. So I think that's a really good point that you made there. Okay, and then finally, for my last question for you, what advice would you give other small businesses that are considering IT but are a bit hesitant about investing in it?
From a general standpoint for IT, it all comes down to ensuring that you're focusing on the work that you need to do to grow your business. We often find too many instances where business owners or smaller businesses are focusing on technology issues, and it's preventing them from doing the work that they really need to do to grow their business. I was just talking with a small business owner, a retail shop owner, and she had mentioned that she'd spent 2 hours on the phone with QuickBooks Online to try to mitigate a problem that we could support her on, and she just didn't know or wasn't aware that we could support with that. So long story short is that working with Sierra Miles can help you focus on your business and the work that you want to do in technology. And if you do want to have a company to collaborate with and be able to explore new technologies such as AI and integrating new technologies, Sierra Miles is a great partner for that. So you can either put that technology on autopilot or work with us in partnerships so that we can help explore technologies that you want to explore.
Absolutely. And just to go off of that, investing for better use of your time is always going to be valuable. I know a lot of business owners might be thinking, maybe I should use this for sales or something of that sort. But having the time you need to, put back into your business is really important as well. And with that, we'd like to thank you for tuning in to Tech Talk with Sierra Miles. If you'd like to listen to more episodes, you can find us on your favorite podcast platform. Stay connected with us on social media for more tech updates. And if you're interested in partnering with us or getting more information about Sierra Miles as your managed IT provider, please contact us at info@sierramiles.com or give us a call at 775-420-4224. Thank you, Brandon. It's lovely to have you. Take care. We'll see you in the next one.
Thank you, Bianca. Have a great day.